Let's start. I'm going to talk about one very important thing today. It's about what your rights as hackers in the Philippine settings are. Kasi parating um, the word hacker derives a negative connotation. But for us, and having Sec Henry as a leader, uh, it's important. He stressed the importance that the treatment of the cybersecurity community as partners and not as adversaries. So, with that, kailangan ho natin siguro i-discuss ano ba yung mga karapatan nyo ho dito sa Philippine settings. First, it's an honor for me to be here at ROOTCON. We know that this conference has long been gathering ground for some of the sharpest minds in cybersecurity. We're grateful for this chance to join the conversation and shape our perspective. We hope that we bring to the table today the chance to join the conversation, and what we bring to the table today will resonate with the same spirit that makes RootCon what it is. RootCon has always stood for curiosity, skill, and collaboration. Values we at the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordination Center also share. That's why being here matters. We're not here to lecture. We're not here to impose. We're here to engage, to listen, and to share how the law in the Philippines looks at hackers, your rights, your risk, and why it matters to understand both. Because the line between research and liability is sometimes thinner than we think. So, next slide. Consideration of hackers in the Philippines. In the landmark case of Dicini versus Executive Secretary, the Philippine Supreme Court clarified that ethical hackers, kayo ho, those who assess the systems with prior consent are insulated from liability under the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, or RA 10175. The court likened them to independent auditors who test and report vulnerabilities under clear agreements with system owners, a safeguard, sometimes referred to as get out of jail free card. This principle is crucial, especially as regards to a number of cybercrime hackers potentially face under 10175. Ano mo to? Under 10175, there are certain violations like illegal access, illegal interception, data interference, systems interference, and misuse of devices. All hinge on the element of acting without the right or authority. Thus, once explicit authorization is granted by the system's owner, these actions no longer fall within the scope of the law's prohibitions. Pero one important development happened today. Nabalitaan natin ho si Secretary Henry kanina, one of the, yung pinakauna ho nila is yung immunity. So even if walang prior consent, if sasabihin nyo sa amin yung mga vulnerabilities namin, ano na ho kayo we guarantee that you are immune because you are partners of the government na. Unlike before, kailangan may prior consent. So with this new development, mas maganda na ho para siguro sa community na you can test, you can assess the vulnerability, you can continuously challenge any established systems ng mga systems, established systems ho namin sa government. Then if you tell us, then we consider you as partners po. For instance, Section 4 defines illegal access as entry to a computer system without the right. The presence of a valid consent removes this element entirely, making the act lawful. So right now, today, valid consent is expressed now, even without prior agreements. As long as you tell us, importante na ho na matandaan nyo that if you partner with us in government to test our systems, again, our partnership will continue. The law also criminalizes those who willfully aid, abet, and attempt to commit these cybercrimes. In sum, legal protection for ethical hacking is non-existent in the current legal framework of the Philippines. It is only legally defensible if there is an agreement to prove consent, authorization, or right. Consent is crucial safeguard to those in the cybersecurity field. While the law clearly insulates those engaged in hacking under employment and consultancy agreements with the system's owner, sometimes referred to as, again, get the get out of jail free card, it does not explicitly.
Let's give him a round of applause. Not because they're working in the government, we're gonna, destroy our tradition, di ba? Tradition is tradition.
So sinadya niyo pala yung... Kala ko naman wala lang. Kaya nga ako nagsulat sa paper eh. Hindi ko na sinulat sa phone ko eh. Kilala ko kayo eh. Anyways, thank you. Nawala tuloy yung kaba ko. Mas okay nga yung kaba ko eh. Going back, yung CICC ho at ang DICT have acknowledged the importance of ethical hackers. And we've echoed out right now. Having heard the speech of the Secretary, it is to strengthen cybersecurity with government initiatives. We seek to engage white hat hackers. What are the key takeaways for this? Under the current laws, 10175, 6981, ethical hackers who disclose vulnerabilities lack protection and mechanism. Totoo yan. We recognize that and we seek to remedy that. No access of informers reward system, unlike in other penal laws which discourages responsible disclosure. Again, I think we have a bounty system right now. And CICC's position, reforms should extend protection and incentives to ethical hackers similar to whistleblowers. Future legislation, and I guarantee you we will push this, must strike a balance to empower good faith researchers while strictly penalizing malicious intrusions. So let's go to what's legal and what's not. So next slide, please. Legal actions under 10175 include the following: participating in capture to flag competition cybersecurity contest that does not violate systems integrity. Testing system vulnerabilities legally with the consent of the owner, as unauthorized access is penalized under the law. Joining bug bounty programs where explicit permission has been granted by the stakeholders. And publishing cybersecurity research and findings provided that such disclosures does not expose citizens or systems to immediate harm or violate privacy rights under the Data Privacy Act. Ano naman yung mga risky at saka yung outright illegal actions under 10175? Unang-una ho dyan yung unauthorized access to any computer systems or data, even if just looking around, is punishable by prison mayor, imprisonment, or hefty fines. Scraping or harvesting personal data at a scale without the consent conflicts with the Data Privacy Act and the Cybercrime Prevention Act. Another one is deploying IMSI catchers and other interception devices without lawful authority that constitutes illegal interception under the law. And another is publicly releasing zero-day exploits without coordinated or responsible disclosure risk, harms, and legal liability. When compared with our neighbors like Singapore's Computer Misuse Act and Malaysia's Communications and Multimedia Act, adopt stricter approaches, criminalizing even network scanning without prior authorization. Sa atin sa Pilipinas, while slightly less aggressive, applies RA 10175 broadly enough that even testing without clear consent can lead to prosecution. So the key takeaway here is if it becomes illegal, it is without right. Legality hinges on one crucial word: consent. With it, a hacker is a researcher. Without it, they risk becoming a lawbreaker. So yung mga case examples natin dito sa Pilipinas. So next slide tayo. We've also seen instances where individuals attempting to expose vulnerabilities in government and private databases found themselves facing legal charges under 10175 for illegal access. Here's the decisive factor in all of them. Without the intent to improve security, but they had, ang parati sasabi, karapatan namin i-test parati mga systems of government. Yes, tama naman ho kayo. Pero the intent is to improve government. Hindi ho to encourage everyone and i-dissipate at paliitin yung tiwala sa ating pamahalaan. Again, I believe yung sinasabi ho ni Sec A, that we in government and the private sector and the cybersecurity community should act as partners. Dapat matagal na nangyari ito eh, pero pasalamat na lang tayo ang Justice Sec A. Where there is a concept of in criminal law called malum prohibitum, which means the action is only wrong because the law specifically provides that it is wrong, This is in contrast with the concept of malum in se, which refers to the acts as inherently evil or morally wrong. Hacking is malum prohibitum. This means that good faith cannot be used as a defense. The lesson is clear. Adherence to legal parameters set by laws such as consent determines whether digital actions will be punished or not. Mga previous examples natin, in 2024, sa Manila Bulletin, three suspected hackers, including a data officer of Manila Bulletin, were arrested for hacking private and government website, banks, and social media accounts. Investigations revealed that the data officer allegedly received instructions to hack to test vulnerabilities but lacked proper authorization, resulting in prosecution under both the Cybercrime Prevention Act for illegal access and the Data Privacy Act for unauthorized disclosure. This case illustrates that even research, intent won't excuse unauthorized hacking and data breaches, and that hackers can also be prosecuted if computer data or systems accessed without the right is personal information or sensitive personal information. This is distinct from the illegal access crime under Cybercrime Act because it is specifically focused on type of data's access. In the case naman po ng BPO Employee Data Privacy Convention back in 2017, the first conviction ng Data Privacy Act involved a BPO customer care professional who accessed a credit card accounts without authority, changing PINs and causing unauthorized withdrawals. He was sentenced to over a year of imprisonment, hefty fines. This shows that the DPA imposes severe penalties for unauthorized data access and disclosure. So, in closing, to close, let me be clear. Hackers are not the enemy. In fact, the skills in this room can be our greatest defense against cybercrime. Sabi nga ni Sec kanina, you are not the virus, but you are our immune system. But the line between researcher and offender is thin, and the law will always demand accountability. The Cybercrime Investigation and Coordination Center responds to thousands of complaints through our hotline 1326. The Cybercrime Complaint Center and monitors various online harms through our Threat Monitoring Center, and we rely on our digital forensic tools and our rule of law to help prevent and suppress cybercrimes. But now, I think today we have our greatest tool as of the Usec. We have our community to help us prevent crimes. Alam niyo ho, hindi naman ho talaga ako cybersecurity professional. Ako ay abogado sa umaga, tapos utusan ho nila sa gabi. I may not be one of you, but I am one with you in your advocacies. And hopefully, I'm looking forward to a stronger partnership with the cybersecurity community, the hacking community. And hinihintay ko ho yung araw na may pagmamalaki ko tong partnership na to, hindi lang ho sa ating pamahalaan, but ho sa ating bayan. Maraming salamat po. Magandang umaga po.